everyone, Liam Catterson here. We're on episode number 14 of season 3. Am I right? I'm right, aren't I? Because I'm sure I just watched episode 13 the other day. Yes, I did. This is episode 14 of season 3 for My Hero Academia, which is called Create Those Ultimate Moves, which I do assume, given the title, I assume it's like a finisher move or something like that. You know, you got your finisher moves in games and all of that, fighting games. So yeah, I'm assuming it's something like that. And I do assume that the next arc is going to be focusing around with the students all in their dorms and all of that. And Aizawa made a comment. We were supposed to give you guys your pro hero licenses at the camp, but then a bunch of dickwads showed up, so yeah, we couldn't help it. So I'm assuming the next arc is going to be focused around that, unless more villains want to be dicks. And see, that's a good strategy. You keep invading and you keep preventing the next generation of heroes from getting their hero licenses, and then the villains win at the end of the day. See, I've got this mastered down. I am a villain and I am strategic. They would give them out in some other capacity, surely, though. But no, in all seriousness, Aizawa did make that comment that they should be back on track now and focusing on the pro hero licenses, which is good because it's been a real crutch to people like Todoroki, to Ida, to Izuku, because of the fact that in episode 18 of season 2, we of course know that they got a lecture about the fact that they used their quirks unlawfully, and they weren't supposed to again. And of course, that happened in episode 10? Yeah, episode 10, because episode 11 was joyful. So yeah, but yeah, they used their quirks to get Bakugo out of here. And even though it's not on to officials and all of that, it's right in my eyes, because I made that comment about the fact that Izuku had to intervene with the whole Ida incident with Stain, because of otherwise Stain would have killed Ida, because that was he was ready to kill Ida, as well as I forgot his name again. Native, that's it. At least I remembered it this time, because I was like, I remember another time I forgot his name, and I was like, shit, I'll remember it. And then I forget it again, and I was like, yeah. So yeah, not only that though, but a recent event does spring to mind as well, with the, like I said, Izuku managed to rescue Bakugo, as well as a few others, and they had to use their quirks to get Bakugo out of there. And had it not been for that, All Might would not be able to lay a punch on All for One as effectively. Like, he wouldn't be able to bring him down as great as he did, because he had to hold back, because Bakugo was in the area. So that had to be done. So yeah, the law is the law, and it's poop and all of that, but sometimes breaking the law can deliver good things, as I've just mentioned in my examples. But this will be a weight off your shoulder by getting the pro hero licenses, because of the fact that you will now be able to go out there and not have to worry about any lectures unless you have them I mean, it's like a driving license. I'm assuming you can have them revoked if, I don't know, you abuse your powers so much and all of that. But they won't have to worry about it whilst battling with the idea of, okay, I want to do something good, but it has to involve my quirk. So this is going to be great, especially with this episode's title, Ultimate Moves. Like I said, I'm assuming your finishes and all of that. It's not only great in terms of developing the character, but it's also great in the character getting somewhere. So they, like I said, they won't have to feel this burden, this weight. So yeah. Plus, with this episode, I'm guessing this gives a few people who are a bit too complacent a chance to like be so confident with the fact, oh, I get to flex and all of that with my ultimate moves and all of that. So yeah, but we'll just have to wait and see. But it seems like I said, the next arc is going to be featured around the students getting their pro hero licenses, because it would make sense since Aizawa wants to get back on that track. And plus, the sooner we get this out the way, the better, because like I said, no more dilemmas, I guess. So, yeah. Not to say, okay, we should just brush past this, because I'm assuming it's going to be a boring arc. But, like, for crying out loud, we want Izuku to get his pro hero license, because, please. Then we won't have Doggy McDogface, or whatever he was called, or something like that, have another lecture and all of that. Oh, no, he let him off the hook last time, and said, don't do it again. Okay, kids? So, yeah. Until you get your hero licenses, then, yeah. But this is My Hero Academia, the full reaction, you know the drill. That will be on Patreon by now. But yeah, this is it. Let's go on to check out those ultimate moves with My Hero Academia, episode 14. Let's go.
That's how I'll become the greatest hero in the world.
Now I'm more cozy. We got a new intro! I like the old one.
Stuck with me, so let's keep working hard together.
Thank you.
That is a beautiful
Nothing
scene.
would make me happier. Oh, I'll do my best.
Did you just shout out in his sleep?
Wait.
Oh, wow.
This isn't...
Did he dream about
oh,
that?
Wait. I'm in the dorm.
You're responsible for human lives. You can imagine that the exam to receive one is very difficult. Only 50% of students pass the tests required for these permits each year.
It's that hard to get a provisional license?
In order to prepare,
I mean, rescuing
today you'll
humans is no
concentrate on
joke.
creating something new. 2 ultimate moves.
Ultimate moves?
Yeah!
Is a normal school?
These days, most pro heroes have an ultimate move. Those who
Yes.
don't are fools.
This may sound abstract,
What if
but
they
we'll
don't
explain
want
more
one?
as the day goes on. For now,
Or they're
change into
that
your
confident.
costumes and meet in Gym Gamma.
They don't need an ultimate move.
Gym Gamma, also known at the Academy as the Training Dining Land, or TDL.
Yeah, TDL works.
First the U.S.
necessarily have to be an attack. Take Ida's Recipro Burst, for example. This sort of temporary
Like he
boost
run
in
away
speed
and
is
all of that.
valuable enough that it falls into the category of excellence we're looking for.
Maybe I've been doing an ultimate move all along?
So it's basically our
Yay!
secret weapon. Something that gives us the edge so we can win no matter who or what we're facing.
There's a smart boy.
He does like...
For example,
I did it
Apollo
before it was
Woods
cool.
is able to use his lacquered chain prison to capture opponents in an instant.
In addition, you should think about how you can improve your costumes. Especially
yeah.
now that you have a better understanding of your quirks. I expect each of you to go plus
Make it
ultra.
more flexible.
Do you have it in you?
Yes, sir.
I am so
And whatnot.
charged up for this.
That route, make a nozzle with your fingers to increase aim and reach. Yes, like that.
True.
Go.
But like... In the bath, like in the swimming pool or whatever,
Now
like...
let's
I
focus
don't
on
know.
increasing the potency of your acid.
Ooh,
Two
yes.
creations at the same time. You may start with something simple.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
If you don't have a fixed attack style yet, then let's focus on developing your power.
Yes, sir.
That might work. And then you might make a bit of headway with your ultimate move.
Everyone's working hard, huh? All Might.
All
Yeah,
right.
I am here.
Oh.
Because I have the day off and I don't have any.
Young
Say
Midoriya,
Deku.
looks like you're having trouble.
Now you explode!
Bakugo?
It's been
Doing
a while
really,
since
really
I was able
awesome.
to really let loose. Ectoplasm! I killed him! Give me another one!
Boy is incredible.
Killed him.
Yes.
I used to imagine wielding a lightning sword. I'm getting hyped up just thinking about doing
Lightning
something
sword
that
would
cool
be
in real life.
absolutely insane.
How can I fight with these damaged arms?
Hey,
Maybe it's not just has to
What
be
are you
about
doing
arms.
I've come with advice. Think for yourself. You're still trying to imitate me.
Oh, I guess
Be you.
I wouldn't be a good teacher if I just gave you the answers. Use that clever head on your
A
shoulders.
good riddle
There's
gets
no right or wrong
solved
here. What's
without
important
it telling
is
you,
that you
basically.
realize your
That
full
was a
potential
shitty
on your own.
comparison.
Young Jiro, listen up. I have a few things that might help you. He's suddenly good at this?
Hey, at least he's trying.
Drawbacks. I plan on asking the development studio to improve my radiator.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Hey there, Deku!
Like improving
I was
it.
just
I
wondering
mean,
where you were.
with your
Don't cut in
engine,
the
it's like
holes!
You're here for costume improvements too?
it's like improving the. Oh,
up the entire design studio.
Yeah, it's me.
And listen to me for once.
Oh no!
How'd you get here?
Oh god, we're carrying on this tease.
I'm Tenya Ida, the man
Poor
who tricked into
Deku's
being a
scarred
walking
for life.
advertisement during the sports festival.
Never heard of you. Developing new baby, so bye.
Oh, wait a second, please.
Poor Ida, and
I
you
wanted to ask
used
Mr.
him.
Power Loader about improving some elements of my costume.
Oh no.
Who can tell me
Hatsume, it's fine for you to be in and out of the studio all day. You mainly fight with your fists and your fingers. In that case, I should be able to do something for you pretty fast.
Deku, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Though they need that gauntlet from the MHA movie.
Yes, I see the problem. What are you doing?
You're intruding on the Uradeku ship.
Oh my, your body's much more muscly than it looks. Don't
May?
you worry. I've got.
I take it back. My spine is twisting me in half. Are you okay?
End program. Looks like I made a mistake or two in the limit calculations.
You
That's
think?
my bad. Oh my gosh, are you hurt?
Poor
I
Deku.
came in asking for some kind of arm brace.
Try this baby on!
How?
It's an electric booster for radiators that can cool up
Get it
anything
out.
that gives off heat. Sweet baby number 36.
Oh no.
There's nothing wrong with
Ideas.
my boosters. And why am I
Boosters, go!
Poor Ida.
My quirk is in my legs, you mad woman.
Yeah, I know, but you don't understand.
Those are all the support items Hatsume's made since starting school here.
Oh,
She's always
dang.
inventing, even when school's not in session. I've seen many support course students in
She'll
my
improve,
career, but
May.
I tell you, this girl is something special.
She made all of this in such a short time? That's nuts.
That is. And bolts.
That girl is unafraid of failure, constantly thinking of new ideas and trying them out. Innovators
Wow.
are people who don't feel chained down by existing concepts.
Think for
Doesn't let
yourself.
Talia get the best of it?
You're
Nice
still
one.
trying to imitate
Good,
me.
good stuff from May.
You just run with your arms and
Wait, the legs?
I understand. Ida,
From May's comments?
please, there's so much I want you to teach me.
Wait, what are you talking about? You
Oh.
want my help with your training? We haven't made any progress on our costume.
Why do I feel like it's about to explode? Just handle this baby with care.
May's crazy, but you love her. Oh, goodness.
Kill us.
She's banned.
Work in progress.
As the days passed,
I love
our
May.
training, I got braces added that reduced the strain on my arms.
Oh, that's brilliant.
chance to change your entire design. It's so boring.
Hey, it looks
I like
great. Yeah.
Congratulations! I'm so proud you got into UA.
I don't
He's
want to
taking
change
his
the base.
mother's.
At least not much.
Oh, to heart, yeah.
Abyssal black body.
Is that hard to say? It's important that it's easy to call out.
Got it.
Abyssal black
Some
body.
of them have
Yeah.
finally solidified their fighting styles. And there are those already putting together multiple...
The young Bakugo's doing well, as usual.
Uh-huh.
Bakugo. Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa! Move! He's gonna save him. Oh shit! He just pulled it to his leg.
If I'm worried about my arms, then I'll use my legs. One for all, full cowling. Shoot
Nice.
style.
Shoot style, love it. Brilliant.
You did it, kid.
And you saved his life, basically. So yeah, that was a great episode development-wise. It developed a lot of areas like costume designs, which is great because you want to have a more improved gear and all of that. Like, you're not going to always... Like Deku, you could always keep the basics, like the color scheme and the design pattern, for as long as you want, but you want to improve areas and all of that. So like the new gauntlets that he has. Although he should have had those gauntlets. No, he should have asked Melissa, like, can you redo those, like, that gauntlet, yeah. But just not make it more easier to break and all of that. No, that would be too OP. But he's got what he's got something that will reduce the pain, which is great. But also, it's great to see him utilize shoot style, see him use his legs, which is really, really great. And it's a major, major development from Deku because of the fact that now he is not only adding more, he's not only becoming more versatile in terms of how he channels One For All, rather than, okay, I'm just gonna make sure my fists do the talking. He's got his legs now to rely on as well. So, and he can switch that up as much times as he uses. But also, this gives a bit more of an unpredictable pattern, I guess, for his future enemy. So he doesn't. I think Muscular actually called him out for being a bit too predictable, actually. But that's great now that he's able to utilize his legs, and not just that though, but it becomes more expansive. There's more of an opportune area to capitalize on a situation like that falling rock to All Might. Like, it would have, I don't know, would it have killed him? Would it have knocked him out? Who knows? It wouldn't have been pretty either way, but one thing that is guaranteed is that if Deku was on the original path that he was on, he would not be able to do that. So it opens the door for Deku to become more, to have the ball in his court more than being on a linear path that like he usually is. Not just this though, but he's actually learned from it. He was inspired, and rather than copying a move like he did with Bakugo and All Might, he's learned from himself. Well, he got a bit of inspiration, but that's what you need sometimes. You need to think of great ideas. Like with May, for example, she doesn't let failure determine her path. And I really, really loved that speech by Power Loader when he was reflecting on May, and how I really, really love how energetic she is, and she's never one to let fear dictate, like, determine stuff for her. She's just like, well, that didn't work, on to the next one. She's really, really it's empowering, and it's really, really great stuff to see. And I think even though May's designs, her current designs, should I say, with the power suit and the barrel for Uraraka or whatever, whilst they are a bit okay, they might need a bit of tinkering. All of these students are here to learn, and you can only you can improve from where you started initially. So, of course, May's not going to get everything perfect and all of that, but it really, really does fit well with her energetic character, and it's quite fun. Especially her scenes with Deku, which is like like it teases a potential ship, a spanner in the works with Uradeku and all of that, but it's absolutely fun to see because of the fact that May is so energetic, and you can't keep her down whatsoever, not even her gadgets that might not work as to perfection as she does. But it's a learning curve, isn't it? You learn from your mistakes, and that's May, and I really, really love how she embodies that in her head. So it was really, really great stuff to see May not only in this episode like helping out in order to improve the gear of everyone, but also to see her development, to see a bit more of her, because I thought she was a very, very fascinating character in the sports festival, as well as a couple of other people that we haven't actually seen, like Shinzo, and yeah, I'd want to see more of him. But like I said, it's great to see a bit more detail into May's character, rather than just throwing her in just for the hell of it, basically. Because we can always relish in her energetic attitude, and we can always have a laugh about, okay, well, May's being a goofball again. But to see a bit of development from her, as well as how it clicks in so well with the upgrades bits. It's very, very important. It's very great to see a bit of May in a suitable time and all of that. So she's got a layer added to her character, which is really, really great stuff to see. So I really, really loved that talk about how May doesn't let failure get the best of her. She's probably like, oh well, it failed. I can always improve on that and make a Mark II of baby number whatever. So yeah, but yeah, it was great development wise, because we obviously got the gist of it, the ultimate moves, and seeing how there were characters who were impressing, like Bakugo. And I really, really love how there's a sticky predicament with Izuku, which All Might acknowledges and Aizawa obviously understands. And then there's Bakugo, who, because those two characters in my eyes are like, with the way that this show has been going on, they are the next beacon of hope in terms of surpassing All Might, and that's what Bakugo has wanted. And he looks more optimistic. Like, if you were showing their training in terms of the ultimate moves, or if they had an idea about, okay, well, Izuku does a lot of damage to himself, and you saw him just stand there, if that was viewable to the public and all of that, there might be a bit more hope for Bakugo than there would be for Izuku, until people saw that shoot style. Then that gives a bit more confidence in his potential future. As well as the fact that Bakugo was a bit reckless, and if people knew about his anger, they could potentially predict that his recklessness could cause a bit of damage. Because yeah, we have to remember, this whole pro hero stuff is not just improving a character as a hero, but it's also ensuring the safety of others and all of that. So they're on a bit of a up and down thing, aren't they, both Bakugo and Deku, because they've both got their weaknesses, they've both got their strengths, and especially now that Deku has now decided he can use his legs as a means to deliver his one for all power, it's added a huge strength. Not just that though, but for his own development in his head mentally, he's got to take the fact that he's now got something unique, not just copied, because that's the thing with Deku. He's been too reliant on All Might. Even Gran Torino said it. Your admiration for All Might is a shackle, and it's great to see these callbacks to previous episodes and understand how it fits in so well with a future storyline, and how the character will learn from that. Like Izuku did so much from, like he was adding 2 and 2 together, and as well as the fact that he saw May's crazy idea for Ida, and it worked. It absolutely worked for Deku in his head. So he got 4 there with the 2 and 2 comment. But yeah, it was a great episode. It's great to see All Might as well. Still being a bit optimistic as well. I mean, it's obviously going to hurt at night thinking about the loss for One for All and the fact that he can't do his hero duties anymore. But he's absolutely bossing it in terms of giving advice to people and all of that. Because we saw him do his best to try and give people a bit of advice and all of that, which is great. And he had a book, which, I mean, at first Aizawa was like, oh, he's encouraging people and giving advice, and then he saw the book. But that's okay, because we know the struggle between All Might and his responsibility for being a hero as well as being a teacher. So at least he's trying his best to be better and all of that. And sometimes simple guides could work. If it works, it works, and it's currently working for All Might. So you know, you can't fault him. So, yeah. But it's great to see him giving advice, as well as the fact that he's basically trying to give Deku a bit of a wake-up call, saying, you're too reliant on me. not answering, not giving him advice why he needs to think this for himself. And that's true. He even said it. It's no use if I just tell you the answers. That's the whole gist of it. Like in a test, it's you've got to figure it out yourself. You can't just rely on someone saying, this is the answer for this. This is like a teacher, like giving you out the answers on a whiteboard and all of that. You got to figure it out yourself and how it all connects and all of that. Do the research and do the thinking yourself. It's no use having it spelled out for you, basically. So yeah, but it was great to see Ectoplasm teach with everyone. Ijuru, Bakugo. I killed another one of your clones, basically. I'd love to see a bit more like Todoroki as well. Like I would want to see what he's doing in terms of his ultimate moves and his potential costume. It's gonna be epic because Todoroki, so yeah. But no, it was great to see that bit of development, as well as the logistics behind certain things. Like we were talking about the costume developments and how they need to be authorized as well. You can't just do it on a whim. And I really love how it's it's realistic. It has to go through a complicated procedure because this is a very it can be an like these costume upgrades, they can be potentially dangerous and all of that, and you want to make sure they meet the regulation, so you can't throw them out on a whim and all of that. So I really love the thinking behind certain criteria, so it doesn't make something that's powerful even like too OP and all of that, like without the logistics behind it. So I really love that in this show. But yeah, this was a really great development episode. Like I said, brilliant stuff from Deku to finally utilize his legs, and I can't wait to see where things go from here for him, because he's improving and he'll only get better. But I feel like this is the first big step that Deku has taken because of the fact that this was his own original idea. He didn't just become inspired by someone and said, you know what, I'll take that. And it was something that he can call his own, which is what you want your ultimate moves to be, basically. Something to call your own, rather than just mimicking someone's move because, hey, it's inspirational. So, brilliant stuff from this episode to highlight developmental points during this episode, where whether it's fixated on a certain character, there was a bit of development from Deku as well. Like, Mineta was like, you might want to change the costume basics of it as well. But Deku, inspired by what his mother did to him, yeah. I guess that's part of the course, but it was I thought that was a great... Because there's going to be some people who's going to be like, do you think about changing the costume? And he's not going to, because this is a gift he will never forget. So I really like that scene, and it's kind of like stamping your authority, like, well, not in a harsh way, like, I'm saying this and doing this, so listen up. He's basically spelling it out for the view, for everyone. I'm not wanting to change this. That he doesn't go into context why, of course, but he makes it clear that he doesn't want to change this, so, and that's fine, so it's great. But yeah, this was a great episode. Like I said, it was really great developmental wise, and I'm now excited to see how Deku can utilize his legs further now that he took that lesson into heart. But yeah, great episode. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check the videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care. And I will see you guys next time. Toodles!